maybe even more than the Hungarian society, the Norwegian society is an ethnic homogeneous society with a huge majority population, and the Norwegian society has a very short history with ethnic minorities at a scale. So there is a job to be done. We have good funding. The authorities see a strong civil society as a benefit to the society in general, and it's not always easy to get the funds we need, but if you look at it with foreign eyes, you would say that we're being funded nicely.
We don't get funding depending on supporting the government, for example. We get funding although we criticize, which is what we do a lot of the time, because they do see that as an important factor, that we do stand up and we answer hearings, we disagree with law amendments, for example. And that's an important part of our work that creates a strong civil society and involves the general population into the government system in a way.
The Norwegian people has not too much knowledge on Islam. They don't know too much about Judaism. They don't know too much about the Roma people. So I think knowledge is in utfordring, a challenge. Mm-hmm. And so we do have rising anti-Semitism, and we have rising anti-Tsiganism, and we have Islamophobia, and we have racism. So we have a lot to do. So we still have need of NGOs like Center Against Racism.
I think what you see in Norway is that you see less structural racism, less obvious racism. You find less clear racists on the streets, for example. You don't find anyone very few going around shouting racist slogans. But it's there and it's more invisible, but it's more within that culture and within the society. It's more what they write on the internet, for example. And it's more within the prejudices that we have that you don't necessarily see. No one would say, I hate that group of people, or very few would, with a few examples. But they will use examples why Islam is a big problem for our society, how the Roma is poor and eat rats, for example. So there's all these things that slightly like drips that happens constantly, which means that for a minority living in Norway, they will experience racism on some levels. They will feel it, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. And I think that's part of the big problem here that we constantly fight against, but it makes it harder to deal with, because you can't say, oh, he's the racist or that is the racist phrase, but it's a combination of so many things that create the racism that we find here and the discrimination that people experience.
No one in Norway wants to have anti-Semite as a label on itself, nor racist. So being a racist, if you accuse anyone of being a racist, it's like the worst you can say to anyone in Norway.